Welcome students and welcome to SST lesson. Today we will start a topic from the history portion of your book. In history we study about the past events connected with a particular person or thing. So today we study the history of Pakistan and our topic name is the struggle for independence. It is on your book page number 114. By the end of this topic we will achieve the following objectives, like we will able to know about the reasons of coming of Europeans to the subcontinent, why war of independence was fought, and the reasons of formation of Indian National Congress and the All India Muslim League. In the end we will study about the independence and the famous personalities. Before starting our topic, let's have a look on the keywords and their meanings. First word is subcontinent, a large distinctive landmass. Second word is charter, written permission given to any company. Number 3, colony, a country that is ruled by the foreign master. Number 4, minor, which means small or unimportant. Number 5, revolt, taking violent action against the ruler. Number 6, lard, pig fat. Number 7, defiance, which means disobedience. Number 8, refusal, to show unwillingness. Number 9, exile, to send someone out of the country as a punishment. Number 10, viceroy, a ruler exercising authority in a colony on behalf of foreign state. Students, here is a world map on which Europe is shown in dark orange color and Indian subcontinent is shown here in light blue color. From the Europeans came to the subcontinent by sea route. Before that, trade was going on between the two regions by land route, also known as the Silk Road. The first Europeans to set foot on the subcontinent were Portuguese traders in 16th century. They landed on the west coast of India and were amazed by what they saw, a land rich in spices, jewels, ornaments, fruit and clothes of different colors and textures. The other reasons of their arrival to the subcontinent were the spread of Christianity and the growth of their trade. As we know that the Portuguese traders were the first to set foot on the subcontinent in the 16th century. Before that, Vasco da Gama, who was the Portuguese sailor, discovered the sea route to the subcontinent in 1498. He landed at Calicut on the west coast of India. Later on in 1600, Sir Thomas Roe came as the ambassador of Queen Elizabeth I of England to the Jahangir's court and in December 1600 granted the charter to set up the East India Trading Company in the subcontinent. Afterwards, in 17th century, other traders like French, the Dutch, and the British came to the subcontinent and some of them settled here. Some of the traders such as the East India Company started their business in subcontinent on large scale. By the 18th century, the power of Mughal Empire had begun to decrease. The minor rulers in the north, like the Rajputs, the Marathas, the Sikh, and the Muslim nobles, started fighting. And in the middle of 18th century, British rose to the power, defeating local princes and the French. The British government decided to take over the control of East India Company and slowly they too became involved in politics, and by the middle of the 19th century the British government began to rule the subcontinent for 200 years. Establishment in subcontinent during the British rule. They introduced their language, architecture, politics and their ideas. They also built large buildings, roads and laid railway lines. They set up a large army here. The education on British pattern was introduced. Telegraph lines were set up for speedy exchange of the news. The War of Independence 1857. As the people of the subcontinent were never free and happy, living under the rule of a foreign power, they did not like the new rulers because they felt that British had no right to rule their country. As we know that the British government in the subcontinent had a large army whose officers were all British. The soldiers were Hindus, Muslims and the Sikhs. In 1857, certain events took place that led to the soldiers' revolt. The soldiers were issued with rifles whose greased bullets had to be bitten for loading. The bullets were greased with the animal fat, and both Muslims and Hindus rejected, as lard is forbidden to Muslims and cow fat to Hindus. When the British reacted severely to the soldiers' refusal and punished them, they came out in open defiance. The battle that they fought is called the War of Independence 1857. Many soldiers, both Indian and British, were killed. The Mughal king of that time, Bahadur Shah Zafar, was an old man. He was captured by the British and sent away in exile to Rangoon, where he died and is buried. The British then took over the country and appointed viceroys to rule the country. When the war came to an end in 1858, the British government realized it had to improve things in the subcontinent. Railway lines were built, and one of the biggest railway networks of its time spread across India. Telegraph lines were also set up for speedy exchange of the news. Education on British pattern was introduced. Now it's time to revise the topic with the help of timeline. In timeline, years are mentioned along with the events that took place. In 1498, Vasco da Gama discovered the sea route to India. In 18th century, Portuguese traders were the first to came to the India. In 17th century, Dutch, French and British came to India. Afterwards, in 18th century, Mughal Empire weakens and the British state developed in India. And in the end, in 19th century, War of Independence was fought and British started ruling the India. Thank you for watching the video.